様。そうだ、そうだった。まずいだろ、完全にまずいだろ。え、ない、あれ、なんでだよ。あ、
あら、私。
So apparently there's some other dork out there at the end of the episode of Berserk of Gluttony that we see who is also wearing and donning a mask as well. I actually kind of hate that. Like, I don't necessarily mind the introduction of other 7 deadly sins, such as like Eris was, or the axe girl was. I don't mind learning about other 7 deadly sins. We know there's going to be other similar powers out there to fate and to greed, to gluttony, whatever. Like, we know there's going to be other powers out there. But for there to appear to be someone else out there who's also doing like a stupid ass mask and who also has an eye thing, I think is a little too much on the nose. Like, I like there to be individuality between these characters. So that is kind of stupid to me. Thinking back to this episode specifically, like, it's really hard because like in my heart, I didn't really like this episode. So this episode was called Trap, and the only thing that really got trapped was Fate's heart in Roxy, and he continues to look after her and go after her and all that, which totally makes sense. He knows that someone's after her, but this whole entire episode, he continues to be baffled by the fact that there's someone after Roxy. When he learned from Eris, the really crazy girl, the lust girl or whatever, he learned that like not only her, but maybe the empire or the kingdom that she works for wants Roxy dead. Like to push forward their agenda to awaken this other being, Roxy needs to die. So they're sending the masses. So he continues to be surprised by this fact. He's like, yo, she literally told you like, yo, we're going to kill your girl. And he's like, I can't believe they're after her. I can't believe there's someone trying just to kill her. Why are all these emblems? So that kind of, puts mixed feelings when I'm watching the episodes. Like, why are we pretending like we're learning this for the first time? But then he continues to remember Eris through the episode. It's like, yeah, she told you. She told you, bro. Like, she said, like, yo, your girl gonna die. Like, we gonna kill her. It's like, I don't really understand that confusion, I guess you could say. The rest of the episode was really just Fate playing the hero with Roxy over and over, besides one side mission. Well, I guess besides 2 events. One was, he's trying to create a scabbard for his sword. So he needs magic crystals. So the reason that he's in this area outside of Roxy is the fact that he's looking for these magic crystals. And the second thing was that during his look for these crystals, he saw Eris looking at these chimera monster things, and they ended up coming alive and stuff, and she ended up going away. So now the next part is they have to fight these chimeras, which he saved Roxy once, twice, thrice. He saved her a few times this episode. He saved her from a falling thing or whatever, and she was like, oh, Faye, and he's like, yes. And I thought that I was like, oh, she's finally gonna see without the mask. Finally, we can stop pussyfooting around this like little will they, won't they, will she find out, won't she find out kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay, the jig is up. He could put it back when she goes back to her party. Maybe he can start explaining a little bit of this. Maybe they can share a tender moment, like just something, But no, of course it didn't happen. He immediately found his mask, put it back on, and she continued to talk about Faye, and he's like, oh, I'm sure this little dude's happy out there, whatever. Like, so just, it was fine. Like, it was just fine. It was an anime episode. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the only way you can really describe these kinds of episodes. Like, it was an anime episode. It sure was. Like, it didn't excite me. It didn't deter me from wanting to like finish out the last couple episodes, because all we have left at this point is, and this is one of those ones I would put in a category of like, I don't think we're ever gonna see this shit again. But we have 2 more episodes. We have 11 and we have 12. So it's kind of one of these, like, it didn't deter me from finishing it out, because I'm gonna finish out the show. But it did also excite me going into next week. At this point, it's like, yep, we're gonna see what happens, and we're probably going to be left on some kind of weird cliffhanger, and, Roxy about to die, and then, end of the season, and we'll see you in a year, 5 years, 10 years, never. Haha. Buy our manga. So, I don't know. Anyways, those are my feelings. This episode was fine. 6 out of 10. Right, throw a dart in the middle, and that's where it was, just right there in the middle. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. See you guys next week for the next episode of Berserk of Gluttony, episode 11, as we finish out the season. Peace out, my friends.